Hello, Bonita Bay Club. Justin Smith here, one of your PGA teaching professionals. Hope everyone's enjoying their summer here in Southwest Florida. It's been quite hot and humid as expected, but we just haven't had the amount of rain. As an instructional team here, these buildings that you've, performance centers that you've seen online with EJ and Hal and Fred Fung doing some really good explanation of that. They're awesome. As you can see, maybe in the distance over there, the one on the Marsh Range is going to be more for our club fitting center, and then we have the performance center across the street. So we're super excited as a team for that. Another bullet point I want to touch base on is Brian Harmon won the Open Championship. I fortunately know him back from middle school golf, high school golf. We're on the same team together. Our families were really good friends, and he became a really good friend of mine. So congrats to him. Hopefully I might be able to get him down here in the near future to see that old jug. So what I want to touch base on today is sort of the takeaway. Takeaway meaning that open club face. This is not setting up at a dress open. This is not a weak grip. The club face open throughout the golf swing is not a good recipe for great contact or good ball flight. Okay. So in my opinion, off the takeaway, one of the main things that I see is your trail arm supinating, which basically it's turning to the right. So in a sense, it would look like such. The club face is open and it's inside. Okay. At this point, a lot of times we have to just lift with the arms and then we tilt forward and all that club gets way across the line and it's quite open. Whether you come over the top or inside, that's another day. But let's just focus on this takeaway point. Okay, so we want to be able to rely on our bigger muscles to control the club face. Okay, so a drill for you going forward, if you have a tendency, you might not have this tendency of just rolling the golf club to the inside, which it opens it up and you lift and all of a sudden we look like such. Okay, so if we took our hands, took the grip and just split it. Okay, so it's sort of like a hockey drill and split it from your right pinky to your left pointer finger. Okay, it's going to be about, let's call it 2 to 3 inches. So your index finger here is going to be almost down to the shaft. All right, so from there, your focal point is to feel that you maintain that structure on your takeaway. Okay, well, what do you do from here? Okay, you see how the club head is inside my hands. This would be straight on it. This would be inside of it. Okay, straight on my hands, we want that. Okay, from there, if you look at your thumbs, they need to go up to the sky. So that would be, in doctor's terms, radial, or we can just call it cocking the wrists. All right, so you can only cock the wrist so much before you have to get some hinge. All right, so like I said, what I do see here is too much of this and not enough of such. So if we can get that first initial takeaway a little cleaner, it'll help kind of set us up for our golf swing, sort of like an alley-oop in basketball. Guy don't throw it up correctly, you can't dunk it correctly. All right, so you can see it a little bit more with this ball here. Okay, so I've got this orange part of it, and I'll put my hands here. Okay, and as I take this away, I'm gonna get it straightened up here. Okay, so as I take this away, you can see this orange rotate to the right. I'd want to keep the orange facing more forwards. Okay, and then get a little more radial from there. All right, so we're going to keep this steering wheel. We'll kind of look at this as a steering wheel. We don't want the steering wheel to turn to the right. We want to keep the steering wheel straight, okay? And then it almost turns to the right on the way through, or just maintains itself. For a lot of you, it's probably going to feel like it turns to the right because we've been so to the left, okay? So this is number one thing I see for open club face and how it starts, okay? There are other issues that go on. Grip is probably the last thing I look at. Meaning I'll take a peek at where your hands are on the golf club. But if it's stronger or weaker, that's based off of the amount of time and the amount of rotation that you have in your golf swing. So if you have any questions regarding any of this or just want to talk about any part of your game, feel free to reach out and we'd be happy to help you. Looking forward to seeing you soon.